we've got our basic scales that we're going to use for these exercises. Let's get to our first pattern, everybody's first pattern. This pattern is called 1, 2, 3s, and it goes like this. Very easy exercise to play. I'll just walk you through it really quickly here. So what we do is we're going to start on C. We're just going to play our C major scale for this. And we're going to play with our thumb on C, our first finger on D, our middle finger on E. So that's thumb, pointer finger, middle finger. And then we're going to take those 3 fingers and move them up to D and do the exact same thing. Thumb, pointer finger, middle finger. Move them up to E, move them up to F, move them up to G, A, B, C. Okay? So you can think about it like you played the whole scale with just your thumb, and then you add those 2 fingers on top. Every time you play your thumb, you add the next 2 fingers on top. Now you play your thumb on D, next 2 fingers, thumb on E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay? Coming down, it's everything in reverse. We're going to start with our middle finger on E, and we're going to go down to our pointer finger, down to our thumb. And now our middle finger is going to always lead here. So now our middle finger is on D, middle finger on C, B, A, G, F, E. Put it together. Okay, so we call this 1, 2, 3 for 2 reasons. The first reason is because we're playing our first finger, our second finger, and our third finger. 1, 2, 3. But really, more important than the fingers, it's about scale degrees. We're starting on 1 degree here, degree number 1, and then we're playing 2, 3. And now, even though we're starting on the second degree here, we're going to call this 1. Our pattern is always, whatever note we're on is the number 1, and then however many steps away is whatever number we give it. So 1, the next note next to it, the note next to it is 2, the note next to it is 3, right? If I said the pattern was 1, 2, 3, 4, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So you want to be able to do that in your major scale, and you want to be able to do it in your minor pentatonic. For you beginners, that's going to be A minor pentatonic, right? Coming down. A couple of things to remember, or a couple of things to watch out for, some kind of common mistakes that beginners make. Sometimes beginners will do this. And all you did right there was just play your major scale in groups of 3. We're not doing that. We're going, starting on C, and now we're not going to the next available note, which would be F. We're going to the next note of the scale from where you started. So 1 was C. Now the next one is going to be D, E, F, G. So again, if you're getting confused about that, I recommend you start by playing the scale with just your thumb to get into that feeling of it. And then we add those 2 fingers on top, okay? Coming down, people will like to start on C sometimes. That's fine too. I kind of prefer to do it coming down from E. I think it sounds a little better, a little nicer, but again, it's not super important. We're going to change all these things later in the future. So the important thing is that you can get up and down smoothly with no breaks, right? Even if that's really slow is fine. Okay, so beginners, you want to play that in C major and in A minor pentatonic. For you intermediate players, we're also going to play that in the key of F. We're going to play it in the key of G. We're going to play it in the key of B flat. And we're going to play it in the key of D. Okay? And then go through all of your other minor pentatonic scales, right? So we've got C minor pentatonic. Did 2 octaves on this one. Play it in F minor pentatonic. Play it in G minor pentatonic. Play it in B flat minor pentatonic. And play it in D minor pentatonic. Okay, once you start to change the key that you're playing in, you get some black keys involved there, some accidentals, the fingering's going to change. That's why I say it's not called 1, 2, 3 because we use our 1, 2, 3 fingers. It's called 1, 2, 3 because that's the pattern, the step pattern that we use. Every note is next to each other. We're not doing any skips, and it's always 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we go to the next note of the scale. That's now 1, 1, 2, 3. Now this is the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? Go ahead and use whatever fingerings work best for you. There's no right or wrong here. As long as you're not doing any weird things, any weird crossovers, or doing anything that hurts yourself, any fingering is fine. Now, for you advanced players, go ahead and do that in all 12 keys, major scale, and minor pentatonic.